I know a place where you can recharge your soul.
Baby, that's Consciouztv.
And in the midst of brokenness, he gon' see your asshole.
Baby, that's Consciouztv.
You gon' heal, you gon' laugh and catch a little shade.
Ooh, girl.
Y'all know he be slaying, y'all better stop playing. Come hear what he's saying.
Ladies and gentlemen. Grand Rising, Grand Rising, Grand Rising, Conscious Crew. It is your favorite breakdown commentator, CTV. Happy Tuesday. Hope you guys are well. Grand Rising, get up, get up, get up. God is good and good is indeed God. You guys already know what we're here to talk about. Before we do so, please go ahead and thumbs up this video until it is absolutely stuck. You guys know that thumbing up not only helps with YouTube's algorithm, but more importantly, it triggers up YouTube's notification system. Also, if you are new here, definitely subscribe, and shout out to all of the new subbies. Make sure that your notification bell is set to all. And last but not least, please share the stream out to wherever it is you have digital community, whether that be your YouTube community wall, your Facebook, your Snapchat, your BGC, the dark side of Twitter, Tumblr, or your personal OF. I don't really give a damn where you lay the link. Just let them whores know that we're live. And then, Carla, with no further ado, let me go ahead and speak to my boos in the chat. What's going on? Hey, Queen B More. Hey, Sandra, Grand Rising. Hey, Mama Jocelyn. Hey, Tiffany. Hey, Kiwana. What's going on, Rovonda? Hey, Katie. Hey, Cheryl. What's going on, Rugby Right? Hey, Boo. What's going on, Navy? What's going on, Knoxv? What's going on, Star? Hey, Remy Nas. What's going on, Corn Silk? What's going on, Lolisa? Hey, Boo. Hey, Sandra. Hey, Kiwana. Hey, Charity the Gift. Hey, Emily B. Hey, y'all. What's going on, Grand Rising? I know I'm up early. I have been busy the past 5 days. I've been decompressing. I have been traveling. I have also just been pampering the living-ish out of myself, getting my energy intact, getting my mind right. We are dawning upon a really epic retrograde in April, and this one is going to be off the chain like so many of them. I know it's going to be a ball buster. I know it's going to be very truth revealing. It's going to shake the table. So I'm already just getting myself prepped and just emotionally prepared because I know that the multiverse is going to reveal all. Okay. Also, I've been contemplating on some things as it relates to the direction of my channel because I have a lot going on. And we probably will be going back to pre-recorded material because that'll just be easier than doing the live streams. It'll also be more time effective. And I'm also going to be able to be a lot more creative. All right. Also, well, that's irrelevant. So let's go ahead and get into what we're here to talk about today. Now, you guys know that we recently reported on Bishop Lamar Whitehead, the Brooklyn alleged bling pastor who was found guilty on all 5 counts of wire fraud, bank fraud, just damn fraud, okay? Bishop Whitehead was and is facing 45 years in prison, which essentially is life, okay? And he's due for sentencing in July or June. It's one of them, June or July. He got a month or two, you know, to get his affairs in order, etc. He's been over there praising God and trying to figure out if he should sacrifice his firstborn to appease Jehovah to reduce this damn sentencing, girl. So it's a lot going on. Now, if you guys remember that particular live stream, we got a bit into some conspiratory stuff in terms of connecting the dots, okay? We were talking about whether his former attorney, Bryant Disbard Ponder, you know, was low-key you know, working for the people, low-key working on behalf of, you know, all that is good in the universe, and intentionally aligned himself with Whitehead in order to sabotage his trial, which Bryant Disbard L. Ponder initially was also representing him, along with 2 or 3 other attorneys of Bishop, who we also can assume were not being paid. All right. Because when Ponder came in, Bishop Whitehead couldn't win a damn thing. He had filed at least 4 frivolous lawsuits. One of those lawsuits was against radio jock Miss Jones, who ended up winning her countersuit against Whitehead, okay, under the anti-slap statute. So Whitehead actually owes Miss Jones, there's a default judgment against him for attorney fees, etc., girl. And this was with the involvement of Bryant Disbard L. Ponder. We also know that his other lawsuits did not get any momentum. And then any of you guys who were keeping up with the trial, it was a paperwork game for months, and the courts were just dismissing and rejecting and dismissing and rejecting and dismissing and rejecting every damn motion filed from out of Whitehead's camp. And even though Bryant Disbard L. Ponder is a disbarred attorney in the state of Oklahoma, and even though his Yep reviews also reflect that of alleged essay by female clientele who have spoken out about never hiring this man for any legal services because apparently he's just as perverse as Eric Adams is being accused of being in this lawsuit that we're going to get into. I mean, it's a mess. And even though it's clear on one hand that Ponder is incompetent, it's also hard to believe that he was this damn incompetent. So I'm willing to give him the benefit of a doubt that Ponder was definitely doing all of this intentionally because, you know, he was initially against Whitehead prior to representing him. Then you guys know that in that live stream as well, we talked about the timeliness of all of this. It's just very weird. It's one of the most bizarre sequence and synchronicities that I've ever experienced outside of myself. Here it is. You have Bishop Whitehead, who gets found guilty 1 month after the ringleader of the infamous church robbery of his was GUN down, you know, by police who were not able to successfully apprehend the head honcho, bring him in for questioning so that we could get to the bottom of this infamous on-air robbery that everybody saw, that rocked the table, that went viral all around the damn world. And here it is. This man is unalived by police. Police apprehend or now apprehending Whitehead. You know, he's facing 45 years and probably going to have the books thrown at him. But then you guys also know that I mentioned that Whitehead's sister and her husband, Whitehead's brother-in-law, also were charged earlier this year for fraud as well, which we're going to be getting into either today or tomorrow. And now Whitehead's mentor, Eric Adams, whose home was also raided last November for alleged campaign fraud, is now being sued for SA by an alleged former colleague. I mean, talk about an entire it show. Like everybody around Whitehead, blood relatives, mentors. I mean, this is really over the top. And if I wasn't here to see it and to report on it for myself, I don't know if I could believe it. I mean, this is a Tyler Perry production. What's going on, Tiffany? Hey, Lanesha. What's going on, Kimberly? I've been in the bushes. Yes, I plan to visit and C today. Hope to see you there. What's L and C? L and C, what is that, Tiffany? I'm in the bushes today. I guess I plan to visit L and C. I don't know what that is, but hope to see me. Hope to see me where? Where's L and C? I'm confused. Kiwanis, I was wondering when Mr. Adams was going on. We're going to hit the national spreadsheets. I've been seeing a few reports on his works. I thought I heard someone say we didn't have any retrogrades this year. Oh, no, there's retrogrades every year, honey. You know, don't listen to whoever that idiot is. What's going on, Layla? Hey, boo. Okay, so let's get into this write-up. This is courtesy of the Daily Beast, who you guys know always gives an epic breakdown. Here's Lamar's mentor, girl. Okay, so according to the dailybeast.com, Eric Adams' accuser details alleged SA in bombshell lawsuit. A NY City woman claims that Mayor Eric Adams SA'd her 3 decades ago, masturbating in front of her when she turned down his demands for oral X, according to a bombshell $5 million lawsuit filed on Monday. The claims add another layer of tumult to Adams' already tumultuous tenure, which has the first-term mayor facing an FBI investigation into allegations that he helped the Turkish government sidestep the city's fire code to erect a 35-story diplomatic facility. Federal agents in November raided the Bronx home of Adams' top fundraiser and seized Adams' phones and iPad as part of the probe. Adams reached the rank of captain in the NYPD, was elected to the New York State Senate after he retired in 2006, and was elected mayor in 2021. Quote, I am proud to file this complaint on behalf of my client, a woman whose strength astonishes me. Megan Goddard, a lawyer for accuser Lorna Beach Mathura, told the Daily Beast in an email statement shortly after she filed the suit in New York State Supreme Court. Quote, she knew that filing this lawsuit would cause her significant personal challenges, but she did so nevertheless because she believes sexual abusers must be held to account no matter who they are. Her fearlessness and quest for justice are as inspiring as they are important. In a statement on Monday afternoon, the New York City Cooperation Council, Sylvia O. Hens-Radick, said, quote, while we review the complaint, the mayor fully denies these outrageous allegations and the events described here. We expect full vindication in court. Additionally, in 1993, Eric Adams was one of the most prominent public opponents of the racism within the NYPD, which is why the suit's allegations that he had any sway over promotions of civilian employees is ludicrous. At the time the initial summons was filed and the basic allegations were revealed, Adams, a Democrat, insisted that he was innocent. Quote, it absolutely did not happen, he said in November. I don't recall ever meeting this person, and I would never harm anyone in that magnitude. It did not happen. It did not happen. And that is not who I am, and that is not who I've been in my personal life. And you know, it's just something that never took place. In her complaint, Beach Mathura, a former police administrative aide, says she approached Adams, then a transit police officer, at their station house in 1993 and asked for his help with a workplace issue. Beach Mathura's complaint states she was up for a promotion that seemed to have stalled, and Beach Mathura says she hoped Adams, the president of the Guardians Association, a fraternal organization for Black cops, might be able to find out what was holding things up. Being passed over for promotion was all too common for Black employees during this era in the city's history, and Beach Mathura trusted Adams because he held himself out as a champion for African Americans, the complaint states. Instead, it contends that Adams took advantage of her vulnerability, quote, revealing himself not to be the guardian he purported to be, but a predator. Adams said he'd be glad to assist according to the complaint. It says he asked what time Beach Mathura's shift ended, and when she said 7 p.m., he offered to drive her home so they could talk on the way. Beach Mathura was happy to not only be getting a hand from Adams, but a ride back to her place as well, the suit goes on. However, things turned ugly along the way, it alleges. As they left Transit Bureau District 2 in Lower Manhattan, Beach Mathura realized that Adams was driving north in the opposite direction from her Coney Island home, the complaint states. Quote, instead, he drove toward the Hudson River, the complaint states. Beach Mathura asked Adams where was he going, and he replied that he wanted to have time to talk with her, it alleges. Shortly after, defendant Adams pulled into a remote vacant lot and drove in away from the street. Beach Mathura was frightened but tried to assure herself that Adams was a police officer and a high-ranking member of the Guardians who was there to help her. But her anxiety remained, the complaint continues. As he was parking the car, plaintiff grew even more alarmed and asked Adams why he was parking the car. Adams responded that he wanted to concentrate on what plaintiff had to say and that he did not want to be distracted by driving. Adams, the complaint continues, told Beach Mathura that he thought he could help. However, it says he said he also needed some help and began rubbing his penis through his clothes with his hand. Quote, he told her that he needed a blowjob from her, according to the complaint. Quote, while repeatedly cajoling, demanding, and begging plaintiff for oral sex, defendant Adams unzipped his pants and pulled out his erect penis. Adams, who was on duty and armed, took a stunt Beach Mathura's hand and placed it on his penis, the complaint states. He says he then demanded she give me a hand job. When she refused, Beach Mathura alleges Adams masturbated to completion and ejaculated on her. Beach Mathura was repulsed by what had happened, but was relieved when he zipped up his pants and started the car, according to the complaint. Then, instead of taking her home as promised, he dropped Beach Mathura off at the nearest subway station and drove away, the complaint states. Quote, although Beach Mathura tearfully informed friends, including a prior boss, that she remained close to about Adams' sensual assault against her, she did not formally report Adams at the time because she so greatly feared further retaliation from all of the defendants, the complaint says. She also told her two daughters after they had become adults about the alleged assault, so they would be aware of the sad fact of life that sometimes people you trust and say that they are there to help you may actually use their power to harm you, according to the complaint, which calls the incident an astonishing abuse of power. Beach Mathura, a single mother, knew there was no way to safely report the alleged attack at the time. She was eventually promoted but forced to transfer to the Department of Probation and lost her seniority, which Beach Mathura's suit says was actually a demotion of sorts, as she no longer supervised any other employees. In fact, the lawsuit claims her failure to acquiesce to Adams' quid pro quo demands seem to have led to the transfer. The effects of that sexual assault, betrayal, and astonishing abuse of power continue to haunt Beach Mathura to this day, the complaint says. When Adams later ran for mayor, his remarks and speeches on the campaign trail struck Beach Mathura as hypocritical and sanctimonious, the complaint states. So when the Adult Survivors Act came about, she felt obligated to bring Adams' behavior to light, according to the filing. It says Beach Mathura was appalled that her sexual assault had become so powerful that her sexual assaulter had become so powerful that he might become even more so. She was especially sickened by his campaign platform, in which he portrayed himself as a law and order candidate and bragged about his career as a police officer. The complaint was filed in New York State Supreme Court 4 months after Goddard filed a summons on her behalf under the ASA, a special carve-out under state law that provided sensual assault victims a 1-year lookbook window during which they could bring claims that would have otherwise expired under the statute of limitations. Beach Mathura announced her intention to sue about a week before the window closed. She is claiming gender discrimination, quid pro quo, sexual harassment, and retaliation, and is demanding a jury trial. The ASA has been used to hold several well-known names to account, including former President Donald Trump, disgraced Hollywood mogul Harvey Weinstein, and ex-New York Governor Andrew Cuomo. Following the filing in November of Beach Mathura's summons, Trump lashed out on social media against the ASA, writing, quote, "I hope that Mayor Eric Adams, Andrew Cuomo, and all the others that got sued based on this ridiculous law where someone can be sued decades later and with no proof will fight it on being totally unfair and unconstitutional." Beach Mathura's suit also names the NYPD, the Guardians Association, and 3 unknown entities as defendants. Woo, child, my God. There is, this man is like a Gramps. It's a lot going on. I was waiting for someone to cover the story after heard what had happened. So, as you guys heard here, girl, Miss Beach is claiming SA at the hands of Mayor Eric Adams when he was chief of police back in 1993. And she wanted his help with investigating why a promotion she was up for had been stalling, where he offered to take her home and then essayed her in a vacant parking lot near the Hudson River. Now, as you guys also have read, quoted by the former mayor, that he is denying any of these accusations. This did not happen at all, and he does not even know who the hell this woman is. All right, as you guys also read, Donald Trump, who is fighting 50 quadrillion goddamn lawsuits himself, slammed the ASA, which is what allowed Mrs. Beach to file her lawsuit at this point, which was about to expire if it wasn't for this new statute. And this is all coming about right before re-election. So some people find the timeliness of this to be very fascinating. Once again, not only is the mayor being accused of SA by a former colleague, but, you know, his campaign was under investigation and still is, as it relates to him receiving illegal campaign donations as it relates to being connected to the Turkish government. So it's giving Bishop Whitehead, girl. Seems like this lawsuit is going to be pressing forward. Mayor's attorneys are looking forward to vindicating the mayor in court. I know that the mayor has also been in news as of recent. He's being slammed by his fellow politicians and a lot of New Yorkers just because New York is upside down as hell right now. And they're blaming the head nigga in charge for it. Remy Na says, "I love Eric Adams. I hope this is lies." Queen B More says, "I sure wish I could find all the Gramps and lecherous fools that have whipped it out on me. I've had more uncomfortable situations than I care to remember, but I'm still here, and I'm so sorry to hear that. I know so many women have experienced all type of perverseness at the hands of their male counterparts. It's absolutely insane. But hopefully, with there being so much attention being brought to all variations of sexual assault and harassment, that this will eliminate and definitely subdue a lot of that common behavior that was so prevalent in this world at an even higher rate than what it is today. So hopefully we're going to see a lot of change and continue to encourage women to protect themselves, for one, and to definitely speak up while they have the opportunity and they have the evidence in hand to really bring some accountability to power, because the sooner the better, for sure. Eric Adams did a lot for kids in schools and for mental health. thanks to Carly Russell, I have to side eye everyone. Right. So it'll be a trial by jury. We will see what happens. It's just all of this is just so wild to me. I've just never seen so many controversial people kind of living on the same block. I mean, once again, you got Whitehead, who just got found guilty. You got the head honcho of the robbery committed against him being GUN down, like unalived by police just a month ago. Then you have his sister and her husband, who was found guilty on similar charges, that of Whitehead fraud, wire fraud. We'll be getting into all of that later on today. And now you have Eric Adams, who not only was being investigated for campaign fraud back at the end of 2023, but now it's also being a girl. Talk about a damn ring. Talk about a damn ring, honey. I mean, this is a mess. Yeah, I don't do morning shows, but you know, I've been up early doing my meditations and my workouts and getting myself together and just getting started early in the day. And I just like, you know what, let me come and speak about this. What do you guys think? Do you guys think that Eric Adams is guilty of what he's being accused of? Does the story sound funky to y'all? Like so many people are saying in the chat, we definitely have reason to throw a caution to the wind when it comes to all allegations, because to Eric Adams' credit, this is a allegation. And in this era, it's just a 50-50 dice roll. You know, it either is true or it's not true. But we know at this point not to be so quick to just assume anything, because there's too many people using the internet to play in folks' face. And a lot of us are tired of being bamboozled and hoodwinked, tired of being embarrassed, tired of going up for situations and going hard in the paint only to have egg on our damn face. So I definitely understand those who are like, you know what? Gonna see what in the hell happens. It sounds funky to me, says Tanya. Queen Beemore says it could be true, but a sound still a little weird. There's not much evidence. Now, the article did say that Mrs. Beach did report this offense to a previous boss, and I guess there may be some witnesses who might be able to corroborate her confiding in them at the time that this happened. So there'll be some witnesses accompanying Mrs. Beach on the stand. Tiffany says, I think it's always definitely possible that something happened. You just never know. Absolutely. Remember when we read that article, I think, the top of last year, maybe year before last, and it chronicled basically how Whitehead and Eric pretty much came into proximity to one another. And there was an interview that was done by the journalist of the article who interviewed Whitehead's ex-girlfriend, whom he lived with for a time and took through absolute hell. Like, she couldn't even get this man out of her damn apartment. But I remember her stating that Whitehead would get up in the middle of the night to go and make these like weird visits to Eric at like wee hours, like 12, 1, and 2 in the damn morning, that he would fly up out of bed, you know, from being by her side to go be with Adam's child. So it's a lot going on. Eric from the generation where they did what they wanted to whomever. Yeah, it was definitely a toxic masculine culture to the 10th degree. I mean, and there weren't a lot of systems in place to really protect women at that juncture as well. As the article also says, racism was at an all-time high in New York too back in 1993. A lot of shit was just kind of hanging. A lot of the ills of America was still kind of hanging outside. Good morning, Sherry. As a woman, stories like this are not uncommon. Straight men are very creepy. As far as did he do what she's accusing him of doing, I can't confirm that at all. However, it's very, very, very possible. We know that men grope themselves in front of women. They put the little like tongue through the fingers motion. Men definitely, especially straight men, definitely have no problem being very hypersexual and having no couth at all as it relates to their sensual advancements toward members of the opposite sex. So very, very, very possible. This was 1993. Maybe Eric was really feeling himself and he was a man who was taking advantage of this vulnerability that women, particularly Black women, were living in. And as Miss Layla says, you know, that's still that generation that was men are the head, men are the power, men are the lead, and women are the pretty damsels in distress. And that was during that era where we were still sweeping a lot of things under the rug. A lot of abuse, sexually, physically, emotionally, was happening in households, homes, etc., and was going unreported, being normalized, etc. So very well possible. It also could just be not true. This could be a ploy and a scam by one of his ops, one of his opponents. This is during re-election period. They play all type of goddamn Hunger Games. It could be a distraction, a deflection. Who knows? But the truth will seem to be coming out during trial, which I have a feeling is going to be a hot mess. Now, that's weird, leaving a woman's bed to go see a man in the middle of the night. Baby. Yep, it's that generation. Men did whatever. It's not hearsay if the person is present to testify to what they said. It's corroboration. Hey, Sadie, what's going on, boo? I'm tired of the stuff coming out around election. I know that be the kicker, right? Because that be the thing that kind of dilutes everything. It's like when things are, it's like it's twofold. Because when on one hand it can be argued that it's opportunistic, which for some people will take away from the credibility of a claim because it's just too convenient. But at the same time, it can be argued that a lot of times be the only opportunity there is to really tug on the wig of a powerful person is when they have been compromised, when there seems to be a door opener. But I can definitely understand how it just feels like the timing makes the move questionable. But that can be argued from both sides as well. Someone would have to witness the act or it's hearsay. Okay, so that's what Sadie was responding to. Someone would have to, yeah, I mean, but they can, as Sadie said, bring in anyone who's able to not corroborate what they saw because they weren't there to see it, but to corroborate that Miss Beach shared this experience with them at the time. What were the circumstances? Where was she? What type of emotional state was she in? How did she communicate? I got the hiccups, y'all. How did she communicate the incident, etc.? All of that definitely is a part of your witnesses during trial. Let me close my mouth because I'm shocked and not shocked. All right, all at the same time. New York just can't get a break, and I'm tired of them playing with our emotions for their personal gain. Look, y'all already know, I have no shame about it at this point. An allegation is an allegation. I don't call people victims who have an allegation. It is an accuser with an allegation, etc. And I'm just over everything. I'm over Jesse Smollett. I'm over Carly Russell. I'm over the whole DJ academic situation, which, you know, everything just been, the duty law, it's just been one ridiculous thing after another. So I just sit back and I take more of a corporate attitude and just wait on the facts and wait until we have everything presented by both parties, and then we just line it all up. But you know, I'm just a messenger at this damn point, child. What's going on, Knockout? New daddy. Shout out to Knockout Media, you guys. Please congratulate Knockout. He had a beautiful baby boy. Him and his fiance just brought into the world. Okay, so shout out to Knockout for being a new dad. He is absolutely gorgeous and big and healthy and ready to drive Knockout ass crazy. Okay? Good vibes to you, bro. Oh man, you can probably go to Knockout Media's page, you guys, because I think Knockout posted an image of him holding his son to his community wall. So make sure that you guys catch that. All right. See, there's still good happening in the world. The world ain't completely tore the hell up, okay? The amount of sexual harassment stories I've experienced is wild. Men have no shame. They are extremely nasty as hell. However, ladies and girls, stop sparing these dirty men and boys. Speak up immediately. Totally agree with that. Hey, CTV, you know, I prosecuted SA and criminal cases for years. It was one of my areas of specialization. You know, I'm gonna have to bring you up on a platform, Seti. I would love for you to come and talk about these type of cases, what you think about social media, and just how you think that have impacted SA events and claims, etc. Girl, we need to have a whole show about that. I would love to bring you up so we could talk about, you know, like some of the things that you have experienced, some of the tactics used to get to the bottom of the truth, and just all of that, because we need it in a time like this where social media has allowed there to be so much of an information chain. I'm tired. Okay, New York can't get a break. Absolutely not. Okay, see you later. Congratulations. All right, anytime. Okay, I'm gonna reach out to you, boo. Layla says, I'm just hoping that this woman is telling the truth because she should know firsthand. It's very hard for victims to be exactly, and that's the craziness that we're living in. But I think if anything, more so than believing, we should just work toward bettering our judicial system and recognizing that people are presumed innocent until proven guilty, and make sure that the actual system that has the authority to prosecute, penalize, punish, resolve, dissolve, etc., is working in the way that it needs to, so that both parties, you know, have a fair shot at having their truth represented and ultimately investigated and resolved. And, you know, I have stated before, and I'll state it again, that I kind of really hate social media as it relates to these type of things, because the court of public opinion is a very different type of a court than the court of law. And I really don't know at this point what else we're supposed to do as a public when it comes to these claims. All we really can do is become aware of them and then see what happens. So with that being said, I will keep you guys posted. Maybe they will settle. The lawyers don't seem to be interested in settling. They seem to be interested in actually vindicating the mayor. However, that may change considering that this is re-election cycle, and him actually going forward in this lawsuit may just bring more attention to the situation and allow And that may allow for the public perception around him to be skewed. And I'm sure his opponents will definitely put their hands all up in this. I cannot imagine the commercials that are going to be running as it relates to his opponents using this SA situation. So they may end up settling out of court. That also doesn't mean that Eric Adams is guilty per se. Innocent people settle out of court all the time just to get shit over with and to just move on with their fucking life. This woman, Miss Beach Mathura, is going for $5 million. So she's going for some guap, girl, and she's going for some guap, and you know, she listed other defendants, etc., girl. So she also seemed to be coming for a few necks, girl. So it's gonna be interesting, child. It's gonna be interesting. So I'll keep you guys updated. I just want to keep this real short. I want to keep a lot of this commentary going forward under an hour. That's my goal. Tell me what you guys think. I just think that all of this happening around Bishop Whitehead is so crazy. The timeliness of everything is just so bizarre. The age of Aquarius just got society and humanity in a goddamn chokehold right now. This is a mess. Tanya says, oh, this is a money grab. Ladies, I agree. CTV social media is a blessing and a curse and can easily tarnish a case, person, and so on. My problem is people are and will accept a woman S8 by her boyfriend or husband, but not scumbags like him. Interesting. Having a beautiful day these days is so hard to get to the truth. I know it's frustrating, it's maddening. It just confuses you, girl. You don't really know what type of take to have. And you know, and it's just annoying. I just hate what social media has done. It's really disturbing my brain. Knockout on becoming an uncle. Hell yeah. So I'm gonna get out of here. You guys tell me what you guys think about the case. I'll be keep you guys updated. Later, I'll be coming back live and in color to get into Whitehead's sister and her husband, his brother-in-law, girl, who also got charged for committing fraud, girl. It just seems to be a whole family affair going on over there in Miss Whitehead and, you know, the Whitehead DNA, girl. So I'll see you guys later. Love you all. Thumbs up, please share. Bye.